center court, which is just iconic place to play. And she's a great kid, and I just hope that things will go well for her. She's got to get calmed down. They had over 400 calls for sponsorships for her, so there's going to have to be a lot.
It's been quite a thrill ride for her this last year as well. I feel like last year at this event, it was a little bit of a coming out party where she had some great results coming from a wild card position as well. So I think the international interest in both of them is so high, and Miami being such a sort of a cultural melting pot with so many of the international, so much of the international.
She was 14 years old. She did not even win the tournament, but Billie Jean King walked away knowing exactly who she was watching, and she never forgot her. Years later, that same girl is standing on center court at the Miami Open, seated, backed by the biggest brands in sport, praised by legends, and Billie Jean King is telling the entire tennis world, "She told you so." Stay with me because what I am about to reveal will completely change how you see this situation. The Miami Open is one of the biggest tournaments in the world. Only the Grand Slams carry more prestige. Center court at this event is not just a court. It is a statement. It is the tennis world saying, this player belongs at the top. And this year, Alex Eala was selected to play there. But here's what most people are missing about this moment. Being selected for center court is not automatic. It is a decision made by tournament directors. It is a judgment call about who deserves the spotlight. And for years, that spotlight was never pointed at Filipino athletes. Not once. And this is not an isolated incident. Young players from Asia have historically been undervalued by tournament organizers, scheduled on outer courts, given the worst time slots, treated like draws to fill the early rounds, not like stars worth building around. Rehook won approximately 130. And here is where it gets really interesting. Because Billie Jean King did not just congratulate Alex Eala for this selection. She used it as a moment to warn her about something far more dangerous than any opponent on the other side of the net. But the story does not stop there, because what happened next was even more disturbing.
Have to realize it too for themselves. This is new to them.
Okay.
And everybody's got to stay on course. It's not easy, but she's got to say no to certain things. I talked to her at the Junior Nationals in San Diego last year in August.
When she was 14.
She was playing in the 18 and under, and she didn't win it. So it just shows you never know, but she loves that showcase court.
Let me take you back to 2022, example 1. Alex Eala is 16 years old. She is competing in the junior Grand Slam circuit. Nobody outside the Philippines is giving her a serious chance. Junior tennis has its own politics, its own favorites, its own players that the establishment has already decided will be stars. Eala was not on that list, but she stepped onto the court anyway. And she did something that had never been done before in the history of junior tennis. She won the junior Grand Slam title. She became the first Filipino ever to do it. And she did not drop a single set. The entire tournament, not one set lost. She is the only player in junior circuit history to achieve that. The establishment had no choice but to take notice. But even then, they underestimated what was coming. But wait, it gets even more troubling. Miami Open highlights Eala beating Keys, Ostapenko, Swiatek. Example 2. Fast forward to March 2025. The Miami Open. Alex Eala enters as a wild card. Ranked 140 in the world. Nobody in the draw is worried about her. She beats Madison Keys, a Grand Slam champion. Then she beats Jelena Ostapenko, another Grand Slam champion. Then she beats Iga Swiatek, the number 2 player in the entire world. 6-2, 7-5, straight sets. She reaches the semifinals. She becomes the first player in 40 years to reach that stage as a wildcard entry. In 40 years. And still, the world needed a legend to stand up and say her name out loud before people truly understood what they were watching. And this pattern, this is exactly why what happened next matters so much. Because while all of this was happening, someone finally decided to speak up. Her name is Billie Jean King. And Billie Jean King is not just any voice in tennis. This is someone who won 39 Grand Slam titles. A woman who fought for equal prize money in tennis when nobody wanted to hear it. a pioneer who changed what women's sport looks like forever. When Billie Jean King speaks, the entire sport listens. And this past week at the Miami Open, she spoke very clearly. She said Eala is a great kid, she praised her talent and her character, but she also delivered a warning that every young athlete needs to hear. Over 400 brands and sponsors have already reached out to Eala. 400 calls. And King said directly, she is going to have to say no to a lot of them. That is not a small thing. The wrong sponsorship deal at the wrong time has ended more careers than any opponent ever has. Distraction, overexposure, brand conflicts. King has seen it destroy young talent before, and she is making sure Eala understands the danger before it arrives. When someone with that kind of credibility speaks up about the situation, you have to take it seriously. King also reminded Eala and her parents that this is new territory for all of them. Stay humble, stay on course, one ball at a time. But here is what makes this even more powerful. Because Billie Jean King did not just learn about Eala this year. She has been watching her since she was 14 years old. Junior Nationals, San Diego footage, or Eala early career clips. King recalled meeting Eala at the Junior Nationals in San Diego. She was playing in the 18 and under division. She did not win that day, but King saw something that results alone cannot reveal. She saw a player who belonged at the top, and she held on to that belief for years, until the whole world finally caught up to what she already knew. But despite all of this, despite being underestimated, despite entering as a wild card with nobody believing in her, despite facing Grand Slam champions one after another, Alex Eala kept winning. She beat Jessica Pegula. She beat Coco Gauff. She beat Iga Swiatek. She beat Madison Keys. She did it all in the same calendar year. And now, Nike is watching. Reports say the brand does not want to repeat the mistake they made with Coco Gauff. When they hesitated, New Balance moved in, and Gauff became one of the most marketable athletes in tennis. Nike is not hesitating this time. She is not just a tennis player. She is a symbol of what is possible when you refuse to give up. And the best part? This is only the beginning. Because the girl they never planned for is now the player every brand wants. Every legend is praising, and every tournament is building their schedule around. The center court was always hers. It just took the world a little while to see it. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Billie Jean King is right, that Alex Eala has the rare gift to become one of the all-time greats? Yes or no? Drop it in the comments right now, because conversations like this one are exactly what Racket Report exists to have with you. If you want real coverage of what is actually happening in women's tennis, you are in the right place. Subscribe to Racket Report with notifications on, so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep fighting for fairness in tennis. I will see you in the next video.